You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Please make sure you have subscribed to our channel for new story. Story title, Iron John. Once upon a time, in a realm ruled by a benevolent king, there lay a vast forest near the royal palace, teeming with wild beasts. It was said that the forest held secrets unknown to man, and one day, the king, driven by curiosity and the desire to understand the mysteries of his land, sent out a hunter to track a deer. However, the hunter never returned, swallowed by the dense foliage without a trace. Troubled by this, the king sent 2 more hunters the following day, only for them to vanish as well. Undeterred, the king summoned all his hunters on the 3rd day, commanding them to comb the forest and find their missing comrades. But like those before them, not one returned, not even the hunting dogs that accompanied them. From that day forth, the forest was deemed cursed, abandoned by man, save for the occasional eagle that soared above its canopy. Years passed, and the tale of the cursed forest grew into legend until an outsider, a hunter from distant lands, arrived at the king's court. With bravery that bordered on folly, he volunteered to venture into the forest, a declaration that made the king uneasy. "It is not safe," the king warned. "Many have entered, none have returned." But the hunter replied with a steadfast heart, "Your Majesty, I seek the adventure, for fear is unknown to me." Taking his loyal dogs, the hunter entered the forest, and it wasn't long before the dogs picked up a scent. They chased it eagerly, but suddenly stopped at the edge of a deep, murky pond, unable to proceed. From the depths, a shiny, muscular arm emerged, grabbing one of the dogs and pulling it into the water. Shocked, the hunter returned with 3 men, draining the pond only to discover an iron-like wild man, his body covered in rust-brown hair that fell to his knees, lying at the bottom. They bound him with ropes and dragged him back to the palace, where he was locked in an iron cage in the courtyard. A decree made that none should open it under penalty of death, and the key was given to the queen for safekeeping. With the wild man captured, the forest lost its terror, and people ventured into it without fear once more. The king had a young son, 8 years of age, who was playing in the courtyard one day when his golden ball fell into the cage of the wild man. Approaching the cage, the boy pleaded, "Please, return my ball." The wild man responded, "Only if you open the cage." The boy refused, fearful of the king's decree, and left. The following day, he returned, his desire for the ball overcoming his fear. But still, he could not bring himself to unlock the cage. On the 3rd day, with the king away hunting, the wild man suggested, "The key lies beneath your mother's pillow. Fetch it, and you shall have your ball back." Driven by longing for his beloved toy, the prince retrieved the key and opened the cage. But in doing so, his finger was caught and crushed by the gate. As the gate swung open, the wild man, true to his word, returned the golden ball and fled, with the prince shouting after him, fearing the punishment that would surely come. The wild man, named Iron John for his iron-like appearance, did not harm the boy. Instead, he took him on his shoulders and ran deep into the forest, to a place untouched by man. There, Iron John revealed his true nature, not a beast, but a guardian of ancient wisdom and magic, offering to raise the boy as his own in exchange for his freedom. Iron John showed the boy a golden well, crystal clear and radiant, entrusting him with his care, warning him to let nothing fall into it, lest its magic be lost. Despite his best efforts, the boy failed Iron John's test. First, his finger turned to gold when he dipped it into the well to soothe the pain, revealing his disobedience. The 2nd time, a hair of gold fell into the well, and finally, unable to resist the allure of his reflection, the boy leaned too close, and his hair turned to gold, marking his 3rd and final failure. Iron John, though disappointed, saw goodness in the boy and sent him into the world to learn the hardships of life, promising aid if ever the boy called upon him. Wandering the lands, the prince, now with hair of gold hidden under a cap, found work in a distant kingdom, first in the kitchens, then in the gardens, where his secret was discovered by the princess. Moved by his plight and beauty, the princess sought to know more about him, but the boy, fearing rejection for his golden curse, kept his distance. When war came to the kingdom, the boy saw his chance to prove his worth. He called upon Iron John, who provided him with a magnificent horse and an army of golden knights. Leading the charge, the boy turned the tide of battle, driving the invaders from the kingdom. Yet, he chose not to reveal his identity, returning instead to his duties in the palace garden. The king, eager to find and reward the mysterious knight who saved his kingdom, organized a tournament, promising his daughter's hand and the kingdom as prizes. The boy, with Iron John's help, won the tournament in disguise, catching golden apples thrown by the princess. However, his identity was revealed when he was wounded, and his golden hair became his crown. In the end, the boy, no longer a boy but a hero, married the princess, and Iron John revealed himself to be a king under a curse, now broken by the boy's bravery and kindness. The kingdom prospered under their rule, guarded by the wisdom and magic of Iron John, who had once been his prisoner but became his greatest protector. Thus ends the tale of Iron John, a story of courage, transformation, and the magic that lies in the heart of the wild. If you like this story, please give this video a like and comment below with your thoughts. See you in the next story.